Gang, welcome back to another YouTube video. Hope you're very well. We're going to keep this raw dog because I feel like that's what a lot of you guys actually like. So we are going to get straight into it. So today we're actually going to speak about the fear of judgment, specifically when you are starting or growing your online fitness business. Okay. And the fear of judgment realistically goes in three ways or comes in three ways. It is fear of judgment from friends, fear of judgment from family, and then also fear of judgment from peers. Okay, so if you see another online coach, could be your own coach, and you start to push on social media, you start to market on social media, you might be like, well, like, what does that person actually think of me, right? And the thing that I will say to all three of them is none of them want what you actually want. Okay, so you are either starting your own business or you've started your own business, right? But none of them actually want what you want, okay? You want the location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, right? And a lot of them goals are really fucking selfish, right? And as a business owner, right? You just have to be okay with that. Like you have to be okay with the fact of the matter of most people, 95% of the UK population, right, want the clock in at 9, end at 5, get the paycheck, have a bank holiday every now and again, have the 1 week in fucking Mallorca, right, all inclusive. Um, they want the weekends, like, they basically just want the normal life, right? But you don't. And that's the thing, right? So in order to get to your goal, the time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, in order to have that, yeah, you are going to have that judgment. So when a lot of coaches, especially newer coaches, come to me and they're like, oh, like I'm scared of posting because XYZ, friends, family, peers, right? Understand, in order to get to your goal, you have to get past that. You have to bypass that because you've chosen this life. You're about to choose this life, right? And in order to get to a position where literally 95% of people just won't do or even won't undertake, you have to go left when most people go right. Okay, there's a really good image, right, where it's basically everyone queuing up for a certain thing and there's like no one queuing at a certain like shop window, right? That's basically what like owning a business is all about. Okay, it's basically when everyone's going one direction, you go the other direction, right? You basically like your goals and your burning desire is so different and so weird that in order to get there, you're gonna have to do weird shit, right? Like posting on social media, like long form content, right? Um, the thing is that you'll be congratulated after the fact. So after you've scaled your business, after you've made a success of yourself in business, with your coaching business, whatever, you are then going to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. You're doing XYZ. I was literally at a family barbecue the other day, yesterday actually, where Natalie, my wife, her uncle was basically congratulating us, me, on growing the business, right? Um, but at the start, they likely had fucking judgment on what I was doing. Like, why not stay in your engineering role? Why not just play it safe and do what everyone else does, right? But in order to get to your goal, again, you have to have actions that are so different and so against the grain in order to get to your goal. So yes, there's going to be fear of judgment. Like this, like people probably judge me now. Probably people are like some. If I had like 100 viewers right now, I can almost guarantee 10 people are like, why the fuck is he speaking to himself in his office? Like, I can almost guarantee that. But in order to get to my goal, my burning desire, my want, again, my desire to get to that goal far outweighs my judgment, like the fear of judgment, right? So basically, what I would say to you, if you have a fear of judgment from friends, family members, colleagues, whatever, if you have that fear, just understand that is normal. Like, and also you're never ever ever gonna bypass that. That's always gonna be a thing. Okay, um, but again, you don't want the 1 a year fucking vacation, right? Literally, like, what are we on now? Probably my fifth holiday of the year coming up, right? Literally, like next month. Um, I plan on having like maybe like 7 to 10. It really depends on like timings and stuff, right? And obviously like pressure in the business, like where the business is actually at. But like, I don't want fucking one holiday a year. Like, I don't want that. Like, that's not what I want. So in order to get to my goal, I have to basically get over my fear of peers judging me, of family members judging me, or friends judging me. Because in order to get to a goal that's seismic, right, having pure location freedom, right, I have to do what other people just don't and just won't do, right? It's the same thing with like, if you want to grow in this business, you basically have to do what every single online coach doesn't do, right? Because most online coaches, they don't hire help, they don't invest in themselves, they don't back themselves, right? They don't further educate, they don't invest in mentorships, they don't invest in education around their coaching, they just don't do that. And if you do that, then you're probably going to scale really quickly, right? But basically the whole point and why I wanted to make this video is I get so many people on calls, onboarding calls, in the DMs, whatever, that are like, oh, I'm kind of a bit scared of what other people might think of me. And it's just like, that's normal. Like, that's completely fucking normal. It's a completely normal thought process to have. And yeah, you will get judged, 100%. But you have to be accepting of the fact that you will get judged in order to get to your goal, right? Because again, your goal is fucking stupid. Like, it really is, right? And in order to get to that goal, you can't just like clock in and out. You can't just work 9 to 5. You can't not work weekends. You're gonna have to work weekends, right? It's an online business, right? But again, if you want this life, like, you just have to be accepting of the fact that you are going to get judged because you're doing what 95% of the world's population just won't do,